Running a successful real estate wholesaling business can be extremely successful. Pay a VA $800, another VA $800, another VA $800, software this for $1,000, this another software for $200. All that ends up adding up to a lot of money. So about a year ago, I asked myself a question: how much can I actually save on my real estate wholesaling business if I integrate AI into the business? But before we go into it, I just want to break down all the truly costs that I used to have before. So I had 3 VAs running and about $750 per VA. So then I was spending about $1,500 a month on texting, and I was spending about $1,000 a month on skip tracing. But also, besides that, there's a hidden cost, which is my own time. I was spending probably about 30 to 40 hours a week just on wholesaling. I own a rental business, and that was a completely separate thing. So just for wholesaling, 30 to 40 hours a week. And this includes running comps, finding buyers, sending buyers deals, managing the deals, all that stuff. All that eats away at your time. Therefore, you cannot spend that time doing something else. So the goal in today's video is to show you how you can use these systems in order to improve your business and save a lot of money. All right, so let's talk about number one, VAs. VAs used to handle incoming phone calls, outgoing texts, running comps, reaching out back to the sellers if they never reply, so doing follow-ups and things like that. Incoming calls replaced like this, so therefore I actually have a voice AI that I've created that replies to all my incoming calls, and depending on the conversation, it either adds the lead or adds a follow-up or texts me to let me know, hey, this person needs to be followed up with. So now it costs me about $50 to $75 to run the voice AI, because you do still have to pay the API costs and things like that. But either way, so it ends up being about $75 a month instead of paying $700 for someone to answer consistent calls. Because we used to do a lot of outreach, so texting, direct mail, so you get a lot of inbound calls, so you need someone, and you can't really hire someone just part-time or certain hours of the day they have to answer. They have to be on there for most of the day. And then even not all the day, right? Because the rest of the time is voicemail, and those voicemails actually get lost. So not only I'm saving money by replacing the person with voice AI, but I'm also have someone that can work 24/7. Voice AI does not take breaks. Therefore, it can actually answer phone calls when you are sleeping and your VA is technically off. So even if you didn't want to replace your VA fully, you can just test it out by having a voice AI answer after hours. By the way, every system that I'm talking about today, I've created myself, and I actually actively create for other businesses. So if you are interested of me creating these systems for you, the link is going to be in the pinned comment down below, and you can click it. It's called System Launch, and there you can schedule a free consultation with me where I would see how I can help create automations for your business in order for you to save money and time. All right, so we got rid of one cost, which is $750 of VA cost, gone. Now we're talking about other stuff, which is texting, right? Which is my main method of marketing. The hard cost of texting is really hard to get rid of because it's made out of a couple of things: the platform cost, the carrier cost, and obviously your VAs, right? So 3 different things. But I knew that the platform cost is the most difficult one to get rid of. Carrier cost you cannot get rid of. But with the VA cost, I'm like, well, what if I replace VAs with my AI? Then I started going down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out if the platform I was using at the time would actually let AI integration. And I'll tell you, not a single texting platform out there would let you integrate AI to the point where I wanted it to be integrated to. I wanted about 80% of the conversations to be answered by AI. That was my original goal. So what I went ahead and did is created my own texting platform. It took me about 7 months of a lot of work in order to create this platform. But now, for the same cost that I used to run before, for about $1,200 to $1,500, I can text 4 times as many leads, and they are being fully handled by AI. If I wanted to text the same amount of leads as I used to text before, this would actually cost me about $400 to $500. So I'm saving a tons of money if I wanted to stay with the same volume. But I have those funds, so I wanted to invest that into more texting. And that's another thing that you can do. You can actually, the money that you're saving, you don't have to just put it in your pocket. You should reinvest it back into the business in order to produce more leads and more income, etc. But the other thing that did is that instead of 2 VAs running texting and comps, I only need to have 1. So the system that I created, 80% of messages are controlled by ChatGPT. So either way, so I said, okay, so I don't need 2 VAs handling this. So now 1 VA can handle all those conversations. And on top of that, I've created an AI automation that runs automatic comps on lands and houses. So the moment a lead gets pushed into Podio or other CRM, it automatically generates the value of that lead. So now you can actually save even more time. You can have your VA make offers based on the AI comping system. You don't have to go in yourself and do comps and all that stuff. So that all can be done for you. And that's exactly what I did. So now we're saving another $750 for VA. And then obviously in the process of that, there's also follow-ups, which is also automated by my texting platform and all of that stuff. But the cool thing about this texting platform, this is not a software that I sell. This is something that I create specific for every single business. It's very simple in the background. You only have 3 systems, which is Airtable, NNN, and Telnix, and that's it. But on the back end, there's so much that happens and so much automation. It's literally a texting platform that's automation based, and it beats every single platform that's out there because it's yours and it's unique to you, and there's nothing else like it. So let's think about it. How much money did I save? Now, if I wanted to take the same amount of leads, and instead of that $1,500 a month with texting, we're spending $500. Then instead of having 3 VAs, realistically now we only have 1, which is about $750 a month. And then we have the VAPI, which is the voice AI. Let's say $100 a month. So that went from $3,700 spent every single month to $1,400. That's $2,300 difference. And now you have that $2,300 to actually invest back into the business. And that is what's so cool about it. This is not the only automations I created. I created automation for my other businesses and other stuff that I do for my rentals and for other stuff. I love this stuff. This stuff is so exciting to me. I think that a lot of business owners are missing this. They're not really integrating AI into their business correctly. And now is the time to do it. You're not too late to it. In about a year or 2, you will be late to it. And so if you want to learn about more, again, my website is going to be in the pinned comment down below. Reach out to me there. Let's schedule a free consultation, and I want to see how I can help your business. And as always, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That's super, super appreciated. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.